I believe the most urgent task facing the alliance at Warsaw is to put in place an enhanced conventional deterrence posture that will make it unambiguously clear to Russia that it has no low-cost option for waging any kind of aggression against a NATO member. This deterrent posture must convince Russia that it will face immediate and unacceptable costs if it engages in such aggression.
The main outcome that I would want to see at the Warsaw Summit for NATO's deterrence policy is actually not a single issue, it's more so alliance cohesion. Russia's biggest ability to undermine deterrence would really be to undermine the alliance itself, and the alliance's credibility does depend on a shared understanding of what deterrence against Russia requires, some shared understanding of the Russian threat, and obviously this is a real challenge. At the conference we've heard views from so many different groups within NATO, Estonians, Poles, Americans, Brits, French. So it's obvious that this might not be an easy thing to achieve. However, in terms of deterring Russia will really require NATO showing some solidarity and cohesion in its deterrence policy.
So I guess my hope and expectation would be that NATO is able to clearly communicate their resolve and sort of unity in the area of deterrence and defense, and that means clearly communicating their commitment to defend the security and the sovereignty of all the allied countries with all the means and capabilities available to NATO, which then evidently also includes nuclear capabilities. And then secondly, I guess I would hope that the summit would result in a sort of a sense of direction in this policy area for NATO, so sort of a direction and a sense of purpose, reaffirming, of course, the existing commitments that NATO has, but also reaffirming the commitment to continue the work in this area to try and sort of understand in a comprehensive way what it is, what the key security problems NATO is facing as an alliance, and then to continue the work to formulate effective responses in deterrence and defense area in order to address those challenges. And I think that it should also indicate or imply then a willingness on part of NATO to engage in public debates on these types of topics going into the future. So I guess as a sum, my expectation and hope is that not so much that the Wales Summit will provide all the answers and all the solutions, but that it will provide a first of all sense of unity and also a clear direction for the future in this policy area for the alliance.
So deterrence is back, especially since 2014, when all of a sudden we again face a serious challenge to the east. So NATO spent quite a lot of time thinking about deterrence. In Warsaw, it's time to put this thinking into a text of the documents that would be understandable to our public, but also would be understandable to the potential opponents. So the basic outcome from the Warsaw Summit should be a very clear message that the alliance doesn't seek conflict, doesn't seek escalation, but if it is challenged, then it is ready and willing to respond accordingly.